Hey, so welcome back. So just to, like I said, we were on vacation, and the first thing I did when we kind of walked in the door last night with our suitcases, I had it right for the freezer because your future self is going to thank you for freezing stuff. And I took out some frozen quinoa and my Moroccan stew, and I let it set for the night to defrost. So today I have healthy food to eat before I get to my meal prep. See, planning ahead does work. So I'm just going to put together my quinoa and add my Moroccan stew to it. Super great, high in protein. Let me show you how I do it. So we're just going to take our quinoa that we had in the freezer. We've defrosted it. And again, just going to make it super simple. In a bowl, take our delicious Moroccan stew that we had. Also going to add that on top of the quinoa. And literally, we're going to microwave that, warm it up. Goodness. Warm that up. And we have a meal together, oil-free, high in protein. Can't ask for anything better than that. So we're just going to cook our chickpeas. Super simple. Chickpeas in our Instant Pot. Cover with water. Put your lid on, seal it, and we're going to cook that on manual for 40 minutes. And we're just going to roast our vegetables, so I'm just putting the beets on my tray along with my sweet potatoes. And those are going to go in the oven at 400 until they are fork tender. So I'm just doing some carrot sticks and some celery, and I'm just taking my scraps of my carrots and I'm putting them in my stock bag that I keep in the freezer. So if you've been here before, you know that I keep all my scraps from my carrots and onions and celery, and I keep them in the freezer, and when I'm ready, I just throw everything in my stock pot, my Instant Pot, and I make my own veggie stock. And again, same with the celery. And then with the celery, I am just going to clean this and I'm going to cut it up to use it for my hummus this week. So we're just going to give that a quick wash. Let me show you how I make my little lemon juice concentrate pick-me-up for the morning and evening that I like to have. And I always start with fresh lemons. And we're just going to juice them. Now I do quite a bit, that way I have it kind of the concentrate. I call it a concentrate. It's kind of like just, not necessarily a concentrate, but I just kind of add it to hot water in the morning. That way it keeps it super simple for me. So I'm just going to juice a few lemons. I'll leave the directions down below, guys. And this is great for revving up your metabolism. Nice little cleanse in the morning. Now once you have enough of your lemon juice in here, we're going to add a little agave. You could do maple syrup. I just like the agave. You're going to want to sweeten it a little bit. Again, the ginger is going to be super spicy in the morning. You're just going to want to offset that a little bit. That's what the agave is for. And I've just taken fresh ginger and peeled it. And I'm just going to chop it up just to make it easier on the blender. We're going to add in our turmeric. You could use fresh or powdered. I think I will put a couple of fresh turmeric in there. I have some in my freezer. And then cinnamon. Cinnamon really boosts your metabolism too. It's great to have all day long. I like to put it in my coffee also. Okay. Now we're just going to blend this up real quick. And that's it. And I'm just going to keep it in a little mason jar in my fridge. And then every morning, every evening, before I go to bed, I like to just put this concoction together with about 3 or 4 ounces of hot water and just sip on it. And you're only going to need about a teaspoon of it. That's why it's going to last you so long. There we go. Super simple, guys. So I'm just going to put together a Napoli salad, which is a cactus salad. And you can get napoles in cans or jars depending on where you live. And it's actually very good for you, very low calorie, perfect for the starch solution. And we're going to use some pico de gallo. So I do have a pico de gallo recipe on my website, and I'm going to link it. I have a video on how to make it. Super simple. Just takes a few ingredients, and the longer it sits, the better it gets. And again, the napoles, sometimes in the napoles, it depends, it'll come with onions and peppers inside of it, hot peppers. You want to take that out. I do, because the pico de gallo has enough onions in it. And then we're just going to mix this. And then this is a great by itself on a picnic. So we're just going to mix them together, super simple. And actually this pico de gallo is hot pico de gallo, so it has lots of jalapenos in it. And here in our house, this is the basis of a few recipes, but we like having the salad just as a side, or in like a tofu scramble, or one of my quiche recipes using some silken tofu. And again, that's a super simple Mexican Napoli salad. Very simple. And then you could also add some grated tofu, or if you could find some good vegan Mexican cheese, that would be great to add on top. That would be more traditional. And don't forget, when you're using your napoles, you do need to rinse it. Just give it a quick rinse. It's usually kind of in a brine. You'll just want to give it a quick rinse, and then it's ready to go. So I'm just going to make some forbidden rice, or black rice. I love this. It has a nutty flavor. It's super simple to make, and it's great, and it's even great to freeze. And you're just going to follow the directions on the pack, guys. And I believe I got mine at Thrive Market. And you're going to do 1 cup with 2 cups of water. And we're just going to cook that for a few minutes as the package directions call for, and let it sit, and you're all set to go. Now we're just going to prepare some tofu, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open the container, we're going to drain it, and then I'm going to get a dishcloth and I'm going to press it a little bit. You don't have to press it a lot, but I just want to get a little bit of the water out. You could also use paper towels, but I just love using a dishcloth. Super simple. So I'm just going to make a quick marinade for the tofu that we're pressing. So I'm going to start with some gochujang, which is spicy. We're going to make these spicy and delicious. About 2 tablespoons. We're going to add a little bit of maple syrup, about 2 tablespoons also. About 2 tablespoons of tamari or soy sauce. You can add about a tablespoon or so of rice vinegar, a good amount of fresh garlic, about a tablespoon of coconut sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, whatever you want to use. I'm just using a little bit just as a different type of sugar compared to the maple syrup. I'm going to add about just 2 drops of sesame oil. Now you don't have to add this, you can go without. It's just going to add that sesame flavor. That's all we're going for. We don't need a whole bunch of oil. Sesame oil is very pungent, so you're going to get a good flavor from it. Need a little bit more vinegar. And again, do it to your liking. You want that umami kind of flavor, sweet, salty, sour. And that's done. We're going to throw our tofu in there, let it marinate for a little bit. And I think I'm going to pan fry it so that the tofu gets all kind of caramelized and delicious. So just have your bowl ready. We're going to let that marinate for a few minutes. I'm going to do cubes because I'm going to be doing like bowls, poke bowls, rice bowls, whatever you want to call them. whatever they're being called this week. That way they cook better also. Just break them up, put them in your sauce. We're going to toss those around. Give those a light toss into your marinade. And they just need to sit for about 5 or 10 minutes at least. Then we're going to brown them up in the pan. And then we'll add the sauce at the very end so that the sauce will thicken up. So just gently. Now we're just going to let that sit. And now we're just frying up our tofu blocks. And once we get them nice and crispy on all sides, we're going to add the remainder of the marinade in there and let that get all kind of thick and delicious. Now that our tofu is all browned, we're going to add in the rest of our marinade. And let that get all nice and syrupy. I'm going to turn down the heat. Just let that reduce and caramelize it. So we're going to put our grain bowl together. We've been making our forbidden rice. I'm going to lay down a bed of salad. I'm just using a mixed salad that I had. Now let's add our forbidden rice. I like to put that right in the middle, but you can make yours any way you want. I'm going to add some fried up mushrooms. You could do raw ones. I like them fried. I just did a little seasoning on them. I'm going to do a handful of some red peppers. Some radishes, my favorite, some beets, and add our tofu in. And I don't know if you can see how great and caramelized that has been. It's spicy because it has a gochujang in it. Add as much or as little as you want. Going to top it with some avocado. Just going to do half. Lay that down. Just like that. And some toasted sesame on top. And then I have a dressing, just a little Asian dressing that I made up. Super simple. I'll leave the recipe down below for you. And there you go. Easy supper. Now we have everything prepped so we can make this anytime this week.